Hey everybody. Okay, I said I was going to go live yesterday. Pardon me while I lock my camera in here. To do an F&M Expressions review. Okay, pardon me. Sorry for my hand, you guys. Okay. So what I have, just getting a few things set up here. Okay. What I did is I had to go dig through all of my my trash box, my mistakes, my errors, and dig out the one and only time that I used F&M and the last time that I was going to use them. I have a stack of jerseys here, the reversible Augusta jerseys from Augusta Sportswear. They are expensive, and what I did is I had ordered their pre-cut numbers to be able to do these sports jerseys for an association, a basketball association here. The first thing that happened is when you order them and you order your quantity, you can get, you can pick the size you want. I think it's like 4, 6, 8 inch numbers, and they will come like this. And they're pre-cut. And then I had sizes for the front and the back in navy and in white, if you can see that. Now you can tell with the white, the first problem that I ran into, and not just with their numbers, I did have some other prints as well for the top of the garment. So I'll show you what this would look like this. And I see it's in reverse. Now you can see the first problem here, how it's not lined up. When I used to order these numbers from Transfer Express, which is part of Stalls, when they come cut, they are already in line. So if you have a double digit, for instance, if it were 11, and you were laying this down to heat press it onto your garment, it will automatically have the amount here so that the numbers are spaced apart correctly. And then you can lay them down onto the heat press and line them up at the bottom. And you didn't have to worry that when you removed the paper from the screen printed transfer that it was going to be off. It was always perfectly lined up. The one thing I found with F&M, that was not the case. And I didn't notice it right away. I was doing 500 jerseys, so I was trying to move through it pretty quick. But when I would line them up, I just assumed, should have, that they would be even across the bottom. Since they weren't, I ruined a few jerseys just because the number was offset like that. And so then you're ordering replacement jerseys and expedited shipping and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to see if you can hear this. I've got my dogs outside so they don't make a bunch of racket. But, okay, listen to this screen print. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like and feels like hard paper. So these have been sitting back here for about a month. None of these have been washed. So I thought, well, in front of you, we'll see how they do for stretch. So here we go. If you can pull on it. Holds up pretty well in the thicker part of it. It is starting to come apart a little bit right there. But again, these haven't been washed. Now, another problem that I had was the opacity. So on this, if you can see it, and I'm sorry, my lighting is pretty bad, it was really translucent. So you could see the blue of the jersey coming through. Another thing, when you folded them up, you see how that's just crinkled and hard? It's not a soft hand at all. So, it's really bad, you guys. It's really bad. I wish, because something like this, when parents, they're paying an association fee and they pay a large amount for this association fee, you want them to have a quality product. And I feel like I did not give them that by going with this screen print. Oh, geez. Okay, so here on the navy, so it's just pulling this one. See that? Not washed ever. Just a little bit of stretch to it. and it just breaks apart. Now, another issue that I had, and especially with the white screen print, was when you would place it on, it might have a blotch somewhere off of what the print was supposed to be. So if I can find one here for you. So many bad jerseys here. This is a lot of money wasted, which you don't, me personally, I don't make a lot of money on associations and stuff. So it's important that there's not a lot of redo, because then that's just money out of my pocket. Okay, so here you can see the prints weren't clean. If you can see that blop right there, trying to get it in the right light for you. So through that right there, it would be messy. There'd be a little splotch, but when it's white, you don't notice it. So I would put it down on the garment, heat press it on, and then peel it off. And here I've got a splotch of screen print that had just, it was messy or whatever. I'm assuming that as big as they are, that they probably have these automatic machines that are doing these screen prints. And it was horrible. But so my experience there was not good. So I took pictures of these and I sent them to F&M customer service. So now, and this was when I tried F&M, I tried them because I had watched Araya's The Entrepreneur video, and I'd always been trying to find a budget-friendly screen print transfer. And I was always using Transfer Express. The only reason that I had tried F&M was for price, and that was it. The quality and the customer service and the services that are provided within that with Transfer Express are phenomenal. So I was just looking for, maybe I could put a little bit more money in my pocket and go with something that might be just as good at a better price point. I learned my lesson. It is not as good. It is not even near what it should be. This was probably the worst feeling and worst quality product I have ever seen. And it was really disappointing, because it bothers me knowing that there were customers out there that received this and it's got my name on it. So lesson learned, I will not be using them again. So now when I contacted customer service to let them know the issues that I had with their screen print and how many jerseys had been ruined, their response was, sorry about that. And they offered no solution whatsoever. At that point, I was really disappointed, because when I had watched Raya's video, he had some issues with his as well. And what he did is he contacted them, and they were so kind to send him full replacements of everything, which at this point I would not want, because it's not a quality product. But two, they also sent his money back on top of it for the full purchase price of his order. And I feel like they did that because he had followers and such on YouTube. And he had even stated that in his video, that he was concerned that that might be why they were doing it. And he was curious as to whether they would treat everybody that way. And I can tell you right now from my experience, no, they do not. If you do not have the following on YouTube, if your name is not out there in that way where they feel like you're getting enough, you've got a loud enough voice that people are going to listen, then they did not care about the product that they had provided me with. Now, the next thing is they have where it'll say, one thing I don't like about their site. You go in and you submit your artwork, and then to have them check your artwork, you have to pay an additional $10 to make sure it's sized properly and that sort of thing. So when I originally had ordered this, and I had this in navy and in white, I needed to reorder for the girls' league. So I reordered that same order. I'd actually contacted them, and then I submitted the same file and artwork, but this time I didn't pay that extra $10 because I thought, okay, well, they've done it before and the artwork is sized properly and stuff, so I shouldn't be so concerned that there will be an issue. And as you can see, this is from last year and these packages are still unopened because I could not use them. And this is what they sent me. Here's what it should have been. Here's what I got. Now, when you're doing a team like this and you've got the boys and the girls, everything has to be the same. And I'd only ordered enough to cover what I hadn't ordered extra in the original. So I couldn't use them. Couldn't use them at all. And I ended up having to cut this whole order in vinyl to be able to get it taken care of and done in time for these teams. Now, again, when I emailed them about that, they didn't care. They said it was the artwork that I had submitted and it was my fault ultimately. So there was no solution to be had in that respect either. So I ended up wasting, if we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have 7 more back there. So 16 reversible Augusta jerseys at my cost. I believe they were between somewhere between $13 and $15 each. And then these were ordered in separate times. Each time one was ruined, I'd ordered one. So I had probably an additional $40, $50 in shipping on top of that to replace these jerseys. So overall, my experience with F&M is I would not recommend that you use them. One, the quality, the feel, it feels like paper. It actually breaks. There was one of these that I grabbed and I pulled and it actually snapped and the print just cracked right in half. I've actually felt this before with competitors of mine when people will bring me their garments and say, we don't want this. This is what we got from so-and-so. And I'll feel it. And I'm not even quite sure what it is because it kind of feels like printable, like paper, Avery, vinyl. But it's hard and thick. And I sat there and I thought, God, what is that? And I didn't know. And now I know. Now I know exactly what they're using. And it kind of reminds me where it's bad quality, y'all. And I wouldn't use it just because you're probably, if you use this, not going to get repeat customers because of the quality of this. It is just so bad. Now I do have the sample pack that you can order from them for free. I have not tried that. I might try it on some of these jerseys and stuff just to see how those hold up, but I'm not holding out any hope that they will really be any better quality when this is the quality that you get from just their pre-cut numbers. I will be doing additional reviews. I will show you the things that I've received from Transfer Express, which if you can see back here in the corner, I have ordered a lot from Transfer Express because like I said, it's quality, it's soft, their customer service is phenomenal. I can literally send them a JPEG. I can send them a completely pixelated, horrible piece of artwork and they will charge me nothing to sit there and rework all that artwork and make it absolutely beautiful and change colors and do everything. They're like my graphic designer for free. And it's all just kind of balled into that cost then for their screen print, but it's always quality. And if I ever have an issue and I call them, it is without a doubt taken care of with them. So that's all I have to say about F&M. In my opinion, total thumbs down. I would never use them again. The customer service was not there. You cannot get responses from their art department. If you call and you have questions about your art and what they can do, you will not get a response from them over the phone. They will give you an email to contact their art department and the art department will never respond to you. So to me, that nixes any type of working relationship with them at all where I could feel safe and comfortable using their product. So with that being said, that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I know there's a lot of people out there that use them and they're perfectly happy with it. The quality, personally for myself and my clientele, it's not something that I'm willing to provide them with. So Take it for what it is, and hopefully this will help some of you before you make the same mistake that I made. Bye.